I want you to think about the last time you felt completely calm around the person you're with. Not happy, not excited, just calm. Like you didn't have to mentally prepare before talking to them. Like you weren't running a quick simulation of how they might react before you opened your mouth. Can you actually remember that? Because here's the thing that nobody wants to admit. A lot of people haven't felt safe in their relationship in a really long time. And they've been so busy trying to fix it, trying to be better, trying to explain themselves more clearly that they were never stopped to ask whether the problem was actually them at all. And I know how this works. I've seen it. You start out completely fine. You have your own life, your own confidence, your own sense of who you are. Then you meet someone. And at first, it's incredible. They make you feel seen in a way you can't really explain to other people. But somehow, between the first month and right now, you started getting smaller. You stopped going out as much. Not because you wanted to, but because it was just easier than dealing with the mood shift after. You started apologizing before you even did anything wrong, just preemptively, just to keep the peace. You started editing yourself, what you say, how you say it, who you say it around. And the worst part, you got so used to it that you stopped noticing it was happening. I remember talking to someone once, a friend, and they were describing their relationship and I kept thinking, that sounds exhausting. But they didn't see it that way. They just called it love. And I didn't know what to say to that. Now look, I want to be careful here because not everything is a red flag. Some relationships go through genuinely hard seasons. Some people are dealing with things you don't fully know about. That's real. That's just being human. This video is not about those people. You've already done the mental math 100 times. You've already had the conversations. You've already cried about it in the car on the way home or in the shower or at 1 a.m. staring at the ceiling. You're not confused about whether something's wrong. You're just terrified of what it would mean if you admitted it out loud. So you keep explaining it away, telling yourself you're too sensitive, telling yourself every relationship has problems, telling yourself they didn't mean it like that. If that's where you're at right now, just keep watching. Because I want to talk about the specific thing that keeps people stuck. And it's not what most people think it is. Here's the thing about toxic relationship that genuinely messes me up. They don't feel toxic. They feel like love. Because it's never direct. It comes out as, you're not allowed to do that. It's always wrapped in something emotional. It's not, you can't see your friends. It's, I just feel really alone when you're not here. It's not, stop talking to that person. It's, I don't know, something about them just bothers me. It's not, you're not allowed to be upset. It's, why do you always make everything such a huge thing? See that? It's control, but it comes in the voice of someone who loves you. And that's exactly why you can't see it clearly. Because you're too busy trying to figure out if you're the problem. But here's where I need to actually be honest with you. Some of you watching this right now are going to do absolutely nothing with it. You're going to feel this video, you might even cry a little, you might send it to your best friend. And then you're going to go home and convince yourself that yours is different. That maybe if you just explained it better this time. I'm not saying that to be cruel. I'm saying it because I've watched people spend years waiting for someone to change who had no intention of changing. The relationship is not the problem. You staying in it after you already know the truth. That's the problem. Okay, because I don't want to just yell at you, I want to say something that I don't think people say enough. What you're grieving isn't just the person. It's the version of yourself that existed when you first met them. That early version. The one who was excited. The one who felt chosen. The one who finally thought, okay, this is the one who actually gets me. You don't want to let go of the relationship. You want to let go of that feeling. And that's not weakness, that's just the way this works. But here's the hard part. That version of them, the patient one, the gentle one, the one who made you feel like you could finally exhale. They showed you that at the beginning on purpose, not necessarily fake, but deliberate. Everyone puts their best self forward when they're trying to keep you. The real question is, who did they become once they knew you weren't going anywhere? Because that person, the one you see now, when the effort's gone and the mask slipped, that's who you are actually with. So here's something simple I want you to try. Not a checklist, not a worksheet, just one question. Are you more anxious now than you were before you met this person? Not butterflies, nervous, anxious, like something's always slightly off. Like you're one wrong word away from a bad night. Like you're constantly doing quite damage control in your own relationship. Because you should not feel that way around someone who loves you. Real love is honestly kind of boring sometimes. It's steady, it's quiet, it doesn't keep you guessing. It doesn't make you rehearse conversations before you have them or apologize for needs that are completely normal to have. What you have right now, if it feels like an emotional puzzle you're never quite solving, that's not passion, that's just chaos with a familiar face, and you've been calling it depth. I want you to imagine something. 5 years from now, you wake up, you're just calm. You don't scan the room before you speak. You don't apologize before you have a need. You don't feel that quiet hum of anxiety that's been living in your chest so long, you've started to think that it's just who you are. That version of you is real. You cannot get there while you're still making yourself smaller to fit inside someone else's comfort zone. At some point, you have to stop asking, how do I fix this? And start asking something harder. Why am I still trying to fix something that's been quietly breaking me? Because you didn't lose yourself by accident. You gave yourself away, piece by piece, trying to be enough for someone who kept moving the bar. The door back to yourself has always been there. You're just going to have to want yourself more than you want their approval. If this video found you tonight, your mind didn't bring you here by accident. If it sat with you, if something landed, I make these every week. Real conversations. No script that sounds like a therapy pamphlet. No advice from someone who read a book about it and called it experience. Just someone thinking out loud at 2 a.m. about the things most people are too scared to say to themselves. Take care of yourself. You're going to need yourself for a very long time.